Hey, I'm Jonathan Alexander, one of the Panthers beat writers here at the Charlotte Observer.
And I'm Alaina Getzenberg, the other Panthers beat writer at The Observer. Today, we're going to talk about Teddy Bridgewater's upcoming return to Minnesota when the Panthers face the Vikings this weekend. Bridgewater's coming off a knee injury, but he's expected to play Sunday. Let's start the show.
We didn't know whether Teddy Bridgewater would be playing before Sunday's game up until that game time. There was a lot of conflicting reports by national reporters too, so I'm sure all of America was pretty confused. But Teddy Bridgewater, with the knee injury, had to sit, and Matt Rule said he made a decision to sit him because something just didn't fit. He felt it in his gut that it was the right thing to do and decided to start PJ Walker. And if you would have told me PJ Walker would have started, I would have said that the Lions would have beat the Panthers by 2 touchdowns. Instead, we got a 20-0 shutout, which I'm still a little bit surprised by.
You're saying we didn't even know if Teddy was going to play. The Panthers didn't know either. Like you said, it was down to the wire. He was out there practicing right before. Defense just stepped up in a way we haven't really seen before. You're getting production from younger players that I think are stepping up more than they have earlier this season. Matt Rule called it, he did in his post-game talk with the team, called it a process win, which I think is, corny as it is, it's seeing those young players step up, which is what the defense needed this year.
I think he said it was the first shutout since 2015, that Super Bowl winning year, when they beat the Falcons 38-0. But yeah, Brian Burns, F.A. Obata, Brian Burns does what Brian Burns does. It was good to see F.A. Obata get after the quarterback because they needed something opposite of Brian Burns. Yetur Gross-Matos has been hurt. He got himself a sack too, but there just really hasn't been that consistency opposite. And teams were starting to double team Brian Burns, chip him like he said, and he was getting tired of that. But when you're able to get after the quarterback like that, you could be a dangerous team. And we saw the potential of the Panthers defense, being that they're so young and then they have that ability. But back to the Teddy thing, this week coming up where he's about to face his former team, the team where he suffered the major knee injury, then lost his starting job, and then had to go to the New York Jets and then the New Orleans Saints to rebuild his career, and now he's here with the Panthers. Matt Rule said he expected him to play Wednesday, but I guess there's also that possibility. What are the chances that he doesn't play in his homecoming game? I say slim.
Yeah, I agree. I think it seems that he's set up to play. I mean, I think, Matt Rule said he thought he was about 85% on Sunday, and given a week, he'll have 14 days he hasn't played football. I think he should be in a good spot. And I think part of the reason that went into, Matt Rule's probably not going to say this out loud, but he knew that this was a big game coming up for Teddy. And obviously, if he was 100%, they would have played him versus the Lions. But that's a factor, knowing how much this game will mean to Teddy. I think he'll play. I mean, unless there's a setback. So it'll be quite the return.
When we asked Matt Rule about Teddy and Christian, he seemed a little bit more optimistic about Teddy than he seemed about Christian. Are they going to rest him for this week and hope to get him back after the bye week at the same time? Do you really need to bring him back, being that he's I know we've asked this question all week.
His tone was not optimistic Monday, and I think if it's close, you have the bye week, so why would you risk it at all?
Yeah. Mike Davis did all right. He has about 60-something yards on the ground. Rodney Smith had a few carries. Yeah. At one point, I was trying to figure out why Rodney Smith and Mike Davis had the same amount of carries during that game. And then Rodney Smith fumbled, and then they were like, "Oh, let's get it."
He didn't play as much after that.
So. No, not very much.
If I was a Panthers fan, for me, what would be frustrating about that Kansas City game, if you look back, there's a difference when Christian McCaffrey is out there. It just is. He just brings something different to this offense. So I understand wanting him back, and Mike Davis is not Christian McCaffrey, but I think the bye week is a factor now.
I wanted to see if we could just do a quick overreaction, underreaction. Before this game, the Panthers should have been considering firing Phil Snow. Overreaction or underreaction? I saw it on Twitter.
Is that real? Is that
I was shocked.
what? That is such an overreaction. Like, I can't even tell you. What? That's not what. Phil Snow has done I think, a pretty good job with some very difficult circumstances. They lost their starting defensive tackle like very early in the season. Like, I think people forget that K'Wan Short's just been out most of the year. And Dante Jackson's missed a ton of time, and he's still like, this defense is getting better. I think the Tampa Bay game was just a toss-out game. Like, the defense played fine against the Chiefs. Like, they had good moments. It's Patrick Mahomes. He's going to score on you. And, like, I don't know. I think the defense has been improving, and he's working what he has and teaching a new scheme. Just everyone calm down. Like, just calm down.
I've been more impressed with Phil Snow than Joe Brady, considering the circumstances that both are dealing with.
There's a case for that, yeah.
Yeah. So, sometimes, you tend to overreact to things, and let's just temper down those. Phil Snow's done a good job. You got to keep it in context what the Panthers were dealing with defensively. They lost so many people on that starting lineup, and it was always going to take some time. And the fact that they just pitched a shutout, goodness gracious, like, that's pretty awesome. Anyway, that's our show. Thanks for watching.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope you eat your turkey, your hams, or whatever you eat. I know I'm going to be eating everything. And Alaina, I was very disturbed by a tweet that you believe that sides shouldn't be mixed. When I tell you I will mix like the corn, the rice, the green beans, the yams, the macaroni and cheese, and stuff it all in my mouth at the same time, it is the best tasting dish ever.
I like my sides separate. I want to enjoy them on their own. There's exceptions. Like, I'll have a couple things together. Like, as a general rule, like, I want to eat them on their own. Like, nothing goes near like my like green beans. Like, they're like on their own. So
if you all are listening to this, tweet us and tell us what you like best, mixing it all up or everything on their own.
I think I'm gonna get out, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, enjoy your Thanksgiving. So that's our show. If you like this podcast and want to see more projects like this, please subscribe to the Charlotte Observer Sports Pass, where you get unlimited digital access to our sports section with our current deal for 99 cents for each of the first 3 months of your subscription.
That includes coverage of the Panthers, the Hornets, NASCAR, UNC Charlotte, high school sports, UNC Chapel Hill, Duke, NC State, and more. You can find the Sports Pass at charlotteobserver.com/sportspass.